Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. So I know most of you who are watching this video would have not had the 10 words that you were so patiently waiting for to see in your July 25 results, which is uh, something that is very sad and very painful as well. I'm someone who has experienced that as well, so I can understand how you're feeling right now. But let's keep that all aside. So now we know that this attempt was not uh, very fruitful to us. We know that this attempt was not did not give us the results that we had planned for. So what have we done, or what should we do for September 25? That is what we're going to discuss in detail in this particular video. So let's try to understand with respect to costing what we're supposed to do, where we have gone wrong, what we should not do, and what we should do as far as September 25 goes. So here, what I've done for you people is I've categorized 15 chapters that we have in costing into category A, category B, and category C chapters. So A chapters will be 5 chapters. Yes. So what are these 5 chapters? These 5 chapters would be chapter number 6, cost sheet, chapter number 10, process costing, chapter number 13, standard, chapter number 14, marginal, chapter number 15, budget. Yes. So these 5 chapters will essentially come for 50 to 55 marks in your exam. Yes, this is the weightage. So out of 15, if I study 5, I'm almost close to getting exemption, provided I did not make any mistake. Sometimes in certain examinations, this may go even as high as 60 marks. So they can ask for 60 marks in the examination. So these are 5 chapters which are highly important. Now coming to category B chapters. Once again, I have 5 chapters. What are these 5, sir? Labor costing, overhead, which is absorption, and then ABC. Then we have directly chapter number 11 and 12, joint product by product and service costing. These chapters will essentially come for 30 to 35 marks. So this might sometimes go as high as 40 or sometimes 45 marks. Now, last category, C chapters. I once again have the remaining 5 chapters. These would essentially come for 15 to 20 marks, as high as 25 marks in certain attempts. Yes. So what are these chapters, sir? These chapters are your chapter number 1. Yes, chapter number 1. Chapter number 1 is introduction. Theory questions might come. Chapter number 2, material. Chapter number 7, cost accounting systems. 8, unit and batch. 9, job costing. So these are the C category chapters. So, sir, is it that if I prepare A and B, it is enough? C I need not prepare? Not at all my intention. So what am I trying to say? Whenever we prepare, we have to prioritize chapters which are falling in A category. We have to prioritize B category chapters after the A category chapters. C category chapters at the last. At the end of the day, all 15 chapters are to be prioritized. It is just the order of prioritization that we are talking about. So yes, with respect to A category chapters, what should I keep in mind? These are heavy chapters, except for cost sheet, which is slightly light. So we have process, fairly big, fairly conceptual. Standard, not very big, but very conceptual. Marginal, same, very conceptual, but it's a relatively easy chapter. So all these 5 are going to be heavy solving chapters, heavy sum oriented chapters. So these 5 chapters, what should I keep in mind? I should keep in mind that I should solve as many sums as possible. Category B chapters similarly are heavy in sums, are not very heavy in sums, but are heavy in concepts like labor, overhead, ABC. You might get repeated pattern of sums, but conceptually they are very heavy. Those are B category chapters. C are very light. You have less concepts, less sums. So these are going to be of least priority or least importance. So I will prioritize them towards the end. So whenever we prepare, what are the things that I should keep in mind, sir? How should I approach costing as a paper? So first thing, the revision that you do should always start with the most tough or most challenging chapter that you have. அப்படின்னா என்ன சார்? ஸோ இப்போ A கேட்டகரி சாப்டர்ஸ் நீ ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ண போறப்போ உனக்கு எது மோஸ்ட் சேலஞ்சிங்கா இருக்கும்? ஸோ ஃபார் மீ ஐ மைட் சே ப்ராசஸ் காஸ்டிங் இஸ் த மோஸ்ட் சேலஞ்சிங். ஃபார் யூ யூ மைட் சே process costing is not very challenging for me, sir. Standard costing is very challenging. Your friend might say neither of it is challenging, both of it is very easy. Marginal costing is where I get stuck, sir. So what should I do? I should prioritize that chapter first, which I face is as challenging. So it is different for each person. It is not the same for each person. So I should start with the most tough chapter. Next, this is the most important bit that you're going to take away from this video. I should maintain a notebook or a piece of paper where the list of tough or important sums from your point of view are maintained. So ideally, 7 to 8 sums from each chapter I should maintain, that these are the most important sums that I wish to solve the day before exam. Right? So the day before exam, even if I say 8 sums are there in each chapter, I have 15 chapters, 8 15s are 120 sums. These can easily be solved the day before exam because a lot of them would be small sums. You can easily solve it in say 12 hours. So that is how we have to plan ourselves. So why is this important, sir? Say for example, I take a chapter called cost sheet. Okay. Cost sheet in your study material, you have hardly 6 to 7 sums. So even if you maintain that all 7 are tough, you'll only get 7 questions to solve. But that is not the case. Say, for example, question number 1 and 2 are fairly straightforward and easy illustrations. Illustration 3 contains all the adjustments that can be asked in cost sheet. So I can consider that as an important question. Why, sir? Because if I solve that one question, all the adjustments that can be asked in cost sheet chapter are covered in one single sum. Yes or no? In Tamil, we have a saying, no, ஒரு கல்லுல ரெண்டு மாங்கா. That is what is this particular sum. In one sum, I cover the entire cost sheet chapter and its adjustments. So this is how you should maintain the list of questions. Of course, one, you should maintain list of tough questions that you have. The second list of questions that you should also include is one sum which covers fairly all the adjustments. Say, for example, in process costing, you can cover one sum with multiple processes with both abnormal gain and abnormal loss in the same sum. Finished. One chapter for one sum for FIFO, one sum for weighted average. Your process costing chapter is over. That is how efficient you should select these sums. Similarly, for standard costing, one sum which covers all material variances, all labor variances, all fixed overhead variances, all variable overhead variances. Sum is over, chapter is over. That is how efficient you should decide the sums to be. So when you decide such sums, you can have certain chapters where you have only 3 to 4 sums selected. So at the end of the day, you might end up with only 80 to 90 questions the day before exam. These are easily solvable. Yes. So this is how your selection of questions should be. Next and most important step where almost all students miss out. Costing is that friend who will be very helpful during your preparation. It will appear as if it is the easiest paper, very light, very heavy, very easy to solve. All the numbers are readily available in front of your eyes. But the day you go and sit in the exam, he'll be that friend who will keep his hands, hide his answer paper and not show you the answers. You cannot depend on him. Costing will screw you up. So that is the kind of paper that you're talking about. So what should I do? I should have hands-on practice. Any sum that I take, I should solve it with my hands, not with my eyes. I should not audit sums. I should solve sums. Take a piece of paper, take a pen, solve it as detailed as you will do in the exam. That is the third most important thing. Fourth most important thing, something that no student does. Give equal importance to theory, brothers. I did not do it in intermediate. I did it in final. I was able to see the difference. 15 to 20 marks are going to come from theory chapters or theory questions. This 15 to 20 marks that come from such chapters can be written in just 15 minutes. Very fast. Yes. So here, ideally, let us understand. 15 minutes is important. Your examination is for 3 hours. 180 minutes. In 180 minutes, how much marks you should solve? 100 marks you should solve. So now this is like 100 is to 180 ratio, which is like 5 is to 9 ratio. So for every 9 minutes, you should have completed for 5 marks. Yes, this is the ratio. Now, if I solve theory questions, I am maintaining a 1:1 ratio, brother. In 15 minutes, I am completing 15 marks. So I save a lot of time. So I have to write only 85 marks remaining. For the time, I have how many minutes? I have 165 minutes. Yes, 5:9 learned, it becomes 5:10. So you get one extra minute for 1 mark. So 5 marks, if I write it in 10 minutes, it is enough. Every minute matters. ஒரு நிமிஷம் இப்ப தெரியலாம், அந்த ஒரு நிமிஷம் எவ்வளவு இம்பார்ட்டன்ட் எக்ஸாம்ல உனக்கு புரியும். ஸோ எனக்கு 5:10 ரேஷியோல டைம் கிடைக்கும். That is going to be a very deciding factor. For every 5 marks, you get 1 minute extra. அப்படின்னா என்ன அர்த்தம்? For 100 marks, you get 20 minutes extra. It's not 1 minute, 2 minutes, it's 20 minutes extra. That's why I told exam. That's why I told examination you'll be able to see the difference. Last and most important aspect on how to approach this paper, we are going to discuss on few common mistakes. Over reliance on ABC. You watch all the faculties that are there in YouTube, Hindi, English, Tamil, French, Spanish, whatever ABC they say, I stick only to A, B chapter, sir. C, I will not solve. First mistake. Never do that. As I told you at the beginning of this video, this is just the order of prioritization. I never said you should not solve. Okay, solve all the 15 chapters. Next, as I already told you, you do not write enough. This impacts your speed. This impacts the flow of your answers. Both of it are very important. Third, complicating simple things. Examination la question la simple ஏதாவது ஒரு வேர்டு கொடுத்திருப்பான். அத நம்ம கண்ணாப்பினான்னு புரிஞ்சுட்டு அப்புறம் எக்ஸாமினர் என்ன சொல்லுவோம், கொஸ்டினை தப்பா கொடுத்துட்டான், அதனால தான் நான் ஃபீல் ஆயிட்டேன். Not the case. Most of the cases, it is your mistake in how you read the question and not ICAI's mistake in how they ask the question. They ask the question always in the same manner. They don't change. So it is important that we maintain a cautious approach on reading the questions. Reading the questions solves 50% of your problems. If you understand it properly, you can easily solve all the sums with ease. So these are few common mistakes that people do in the examination. Let us ensure we do not do it. எதுக்கு சார் இப்போ வளவளான்னு பேசினே இருக்கும்? I am taken back to my 8th standard or 9th standard. I remember a quote which was written on my first day in 8th standard. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. So if your planning is not good, you've already lost this attempt even before you write the exam. September 25 is also gone. So next you have close to 60 plus days. July irukku, August irukku, September lo 10 days irukku, 5-6 days irukku. All these days, what you should do, you should plan for those 3 days of examination that you're going to write. Costing, auditing, FMSM. இந்த 3 நாளைக்கு நம்ம என்ன பிளான் பண்ண போறோம்? How are we going to execute it during the next 60 days? These are what are very important. But அந்த burden-ஐயும் at FOCAS, we have started to take it on ourselves. So நாங்க என்ன பண்றோம் டிஃபரெண்டா FOCASல? We give you recorded lectures for you to watch. அதுதான் எல்லாருமே பண்றாங்களே சார். All academies now have recorded sales. How is FOCAS different, sir? All academies sell you recorded lectures, but the burden is on you to complete the lectures. But here, the burden is also on ourselves. We maintain targets, we give you targets, we ensure you complete the targets, right? So that is point number 1 on how FOCAS's recorded lectures are different from other academies' recorded lectures. Point number 2, we have n number of tests: surprise tests, planned tests, chapter-wise tests, 3-4 chapters combined together, a test, full test, 50% syllabus test. You name it, you get it here. So that is the number of tests that you're going to write in an examination simulated environment, which makes you exam ready. So war ready-ஆ உங்களை ஒரு போருக்கு ரெடி பண்ணிடுறோம். CA examination அப்படிங்கிற ஒரு போருக்கு you are ready now. That is how we make sure you are in exam environment also. Third and most important thing, this is the most important differentiating factor நான் சொல்லுவேன். என்ன அப்படின்னா, we have conceptually devised and probably the first academy across India to do this. We have something called as a tutor session. உங்களுக்கு like when you prepare, whenever you get doubts, whenever you have challenges, daily நீங்க பார்க்குற கிளாஸை தாண்டி you also have dedicated tutors who are going to sit beside you நீங்க சின்ன வயசுல டியூஷன் அக்கா கிட்ட எப்படி உட்காந்து படிச்சீங்களோ அதே மாதிரி டியூஷன் அக்காஸ் அண்ட் அண்ணாஸ் ஆர் கோயிங் டு ஹெல்ப் யூ அவுட் டு அண்டர்ஸ்டாண்ட் வேர் யூ ஆர் கோயிங் ராங், டு சால்வ் யுவர் queries, டு மேக் யூ சால்வ் மோர் sums, டு மேக் யூ அண்டர்ஸ்டாண்ட் கான்செப்ட்ஸ் பெட்டர், டு மேக் யூ much more stronger in all the papers that you are going to write in your examination. So the entire onus of planning, the entire responsibility of planning for your examination is with focus. The only thing that lies with you now is to execute the plans that we give you. So if you do that, we are pretty sure as a concept what we have devised is to ensure that this September 25 will be the last attempt to whoever writes from FOCAS as a student. Yes, keeping this in mind, please start your preparation right next minute when you stop watching this video. Yes, thank you so much. Have a great day. Happy studying. Stay in touch.